cooling, you know what I'm saying? Gotta check in, SessionsTV, you know what I'm saying?
The interview started right now. Where we got you at the Vibe Studios, you feel me? We about to get this interview started.
Yeah.
Yo, S, man. Yo, talk to me. Talk to the people, man. How long you been doing music?
Started off when I was 11, you know what I mean? Got serious with it when I was 16, and just went from there. Had my trials and tribulations, my little struggles here and there, but yeah, I'm in my vibe right now. I'm in my zone, you know what I'm saying? Got the single out right now. Got the street single out right now as well. You know what I mean? Overdose. Got the Never Decline out. You know what I mean? It's out on Spotify. There's you name it, it's there. You know what I mean? But I'm just blessed. You know what I mean? Today, you know what I mean, to be rocking out with SessionsTV. You know.
What inspired you to start music?
Well, a lot of things inspired me, really. You know what I mean? Most people might laugh, but I was inspired by a lot of things, The starting of my inspirations was like, people like Will Smith, MC Hammer, Michael Jackson, things like that.
Old school,
what I mean?
right? Old school.
Yeah. Prior to that, I started getting into the heavier content, like Tupac, Big, things of that nature, Rakim, Nas. You know what I mean? Then from there, once I got deeper into the 90s, as far as like what I liked listening to and what inspired me, I started listening to the Locks. And, I just kept them in heavy rotation, you know what I mean? And kind of just went from there as far as, you know what I mean, what my vision was of how I wanted to be as far as an MC, you know what I'm saying?
How old were you when you started that?
I was about 16, 17 years old.
What made you dive deep into that?
Well, I mean, for one, I'm a conscious-driven type of individual. I know some of those artists I mentioned are not conscious rappers, you know what I mean? But the content is heavy, and that's kind of like what driven me as far as that,
I said Rakim music was a little bit conscious.
Yeah, Rakim was. Rakim definitely was. Also, a lot of people don't know, I used to enter poetry slams, and I used to do a lot of poetry and stuff like that, and it kind of just, everything just kind of tied in, At first, my direction as far as my identity, was kind of a little bit off, like I didn't really know. I knew, but then I didn't know exactly what type of MC I wanted to be at first, you know what I mean? My direction was kind of like, flaky. Later on in life, as I continue to evolve as far as writing, like what type of artist I was going to be. And, that definitely was conscious content, very lyrical, punchline heavy, things of that nature. So I kind of just stuck with that, and, I just kind of evolved from there, About to stack up them commas. Investment bank accounts and checks. Withdraw my ATM, my bread. Explore my options on a red. I take a nod and pay your rent. I'm back on my biz. Attitude, it is what it is. Income, bubble gum when it blow. Yeah, I get it. Dump it like restrooms, we save it. Stacks in large amounts like bills, we gotta pay it. What the dilly? My road to success is uncanny. Married to the green, you reward like Grammys. Sadly said your account's an ashtray, burning all your bridges with a spread like mayonnaise. Now, what you know about black cards and credit scores and spending chips with seniors like bingo halls? Miracle Whip, my jar full of change. Cash out and go virtual at Laker games. Graphic, no lacking, I'ma handle mine. Traffic, no stopping, it's a green light. Bring static, my guard to hold the front line. Surrounded by bosses, it's a corporate grind. Yeah, investment bank accounts and checks. Withdraw my ATM, my bread. Explore my options on a red.
As far as making your music and the music process, like who be making your music?
Oh, well, a variety of people, variety of producers I've worked with recently. The most recent producers I've worked with will probably be VO Beats. That's my homie. You know what I'm saying? He's out in the UK, so I've been working with him a lot. I met him through a good friend of mine, Turtle Boy, and we just all, you know, all kind of like vibed out. You know, we just been cool since then, and so I've been working with him heavy. He's actually doing a big major part of the production on my album, and then I also worked with Living in Beats. He's also in the UK as well, and you know what I'm saying, he got a few records that he produced for me, and you know what I mean, just went on from there. You know what I mean, I just wanted to keep that authentic sound as far as like who I am. So y'all gonna hear a lot of classic boom bap, you know what I'm saying, but you're also gonna hear like a little bit more of an up to date type of sound as well, you know what I mean, with the trap, whatever like that. So it's gonna be a mixture of both, you know. You got a couple of them like they should tap into? Yeah, Never Decline is out right now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Y'all could tap into that. Also, Overdose is out as well. But Never Decline is out everywhere. Overdose is exclusively on Loom right now. For anybody that don't know about Loom, Loom is a similar to Spotify, but it's like Spotify, Instagram, it's like Spotify, Facebook, you name it, all in one, all crammed up in one. It's a very heavy, very popular social media platform that you can stream your music, and you can basically connect with other artists from all across the globe. You know, I've been blessed to get on Loom, you know what I'm saying, and really build up my fan base. You know, I've really built up a strong fan base, you know what I'm saying, and I connected with a few very, you know what I mean, extremely talented, you know, artists that I've worked with over the course of time. Off of Loom.
And you receive residuals? Like you get paid from streaming on Loom?
No, not exactly, but you can get paid from there, but just not from like the streams itself. Right. As far as I know, they have their little situation where you can get gifts. You know what I'm saying? People gift your track, and then the gifts add up to like be, you know, digital currency that turns out to be money later on that you could probably cash out. Gifts add up to like be, you know, digital currency that turns out to be money later on that you could probably cash out. And also they have a situation called the exchange where you sign up for the exchange, and then you can actually if people can actually hit you up on the exchange and network with you. You give them a price as far as you wanting to do music or whatever, and go from there. You know what I mean? So there is ways you could get paid on Loom. You know what I'm saying? As far as I know, it's not the streams just yet. But hopefully, they'll be tapping into that soon, because, you know what I mean, that'll be a good look. For real.
Out of the trap, you also make trap music too, right?
Yeah, like I got a few trap songs I haven't, you know what I mean, put out yet. Like, you know, I got a few trap beats that I've recently dabbled with. But you know me, I'm basically authentic to you know what I'm saying, to who I am. So I'm basically a boom bap type of guy. But Never Decline, which is the track that's out now, you know, kind of took me out that box and allowed me to be a little bit more experimental and artistic. You know what I'm saying, instead of like staying, you know, boxed in. So, you know what I mean, I'm happy with how Never Decline, you know, captured, you know what I mean, who it captured. You know, people like it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to continue to give y'all stuff like that in the near future, especially off of beats like that. That was produced by VO, by the way. VO Beats, you know what I mean?
Shout out to VO. And the reason why I want to give, I just want to acknowledge you as far as us doing this interview right now. Because I know a lot of people don't give you the acknowledgement of having the opportunity to do stuff like this. You know, your sound is old school, and you know, not a lot of people just sitting down and listen to old school, but with the introduction of Griselda, you know, a lot of people are like, should dive more deeper into that.
No, I wouldn't, not to cut you off, I wouldn't really consider the, like, you know what I mean, the sound old school.
I would consider the sound like, you know, golden era type
paying
of,
homage.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Golden era. Like in the golden era. Like in the golden era, you know, you had the Nas's, you had the Locks, you had the Rakims, you had all types of artists. You had Cool G Raps. Those guys were like content driven. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So, like, you know, I mean, they basically gravitated to like the boom bap type of sound, the hard drums, the boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean?
You think it's coming back?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like with what Griselda is doing. Definitely, like with what Griselda is doing right now. Definitely, man. I mean, it's definitely making its way back onto the mainstream scene. You know what I mean? As far as like that content, so yeah, for sure.
So I seen that you also do battle rap, right?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah. I started doing that back in 2012. I know I came into the game kind of late. You know what I mean? As far as everything, because I wasn't really sure if I wanted to take a stab at it or whatever, but I decided to. So, you know, I started battle rapping in this league called Homegrown. That was out in Connecticut. I know most of y'all would say, Connecticut? You from Jersey. Why don't you tap in? Why don't you tap in a lot?
I was away.
Yeah. But you know what I mean, at that time when I tapped into Homegrown, you know what I mean, which I got introduced from a good friend of mine that introduced me to Homegrown. Shout out to Skids Bronco. What happened was, at that particular time, you know what I mean, it really wasn't. I guess there was a league around that time. I wasn't really too sure. You know what I'm saying? Because I was familiar with the battle rap scene as far as watching Smack and all that type of stuff, but I wasn't familiar with like how many leagues there were besides Grind Time, which was based out of New York. You know what I mean? So I got connected with them over there, and I started battling. You know what I mean, for them for a little bit. You know, I think I ended up doing like 7 battles with Homegrown, I believe. I'm not too sure, you know what I mean, on the number, but I know I did a few battles with them, and then I ended up coming back to Jersey and basically trying to see if I could lay something down in Jersey, and that's kind of when I got linked up with Sig U. So once I got linked up with Sig U, it was kind of like for me, it was just like, man, this is home turf. You know what I'm saying? I got build up home turf first. So I just kind of like stick with battling with Sig U, and I've been at Sig U ever since. Shout out to Sig U, man, for real, for real. Haven't I been supportive of the brand? Got it popping in another country, and then have to leave where I stand? But y'all like paying narratives until the critique's on you. Then it's I plead the fifth until judge and jury execute. See this right here? Sacrificial. Put on a plate for serving you, undeserving. But hustled your way in with production. I ain't lunching.
That was
I know you can rap, but the sound scan is not favoring you musically. You thought that battle rap when it had you metaphorically. Cause your bars wasn't touching notes like Do, Ray, me. During the pandemic, I trained like a pit. Isolation with gunpowder. The chamber I sniff. The soundtrack to the story, you probably produced it. So it's easy to view Will after death. Like Biggie's music. You want stripes? Well, sky's the limit with scars, I'll slice with them. Divide amongst the young when you're gone. Recalculate the locations of definite fall, cause it led you to a rock weller that produces a bar.
Go.
My past discretions had its highs and lows, but I still came loaded with work like Calico.
Go.
Can't blanket my progression when unveil the prize. I'll spoil your look. Like Bloody Mary, when you say it a few times. You sales pitching on promotional purpose, trying to get your beats brought like a Dre endorsement. I'll smash the keys to your Triton and toss it. Dish out like detergent. You wash like faucets. Can interpret the sound of a gun when muffled. Silencer, suppressing the bark like muzzles. Fuck navigation. you intoxicated with fear. Encounter with walls is only a crash like test dummies. Bail you out with the jaws of life like bondsmen. Run the field to collect my reward like Heinzman. Your snowflake, I'll get her wings spread while pounding. Crack her cocoon and watch her fly south like Birdman.
Word. So, I mean, going back to Loom and everything like that, I think we were talking off camera. You said that somebody gave you a shout out?
Yeah. You know what I mean? I was kind of skeptical. I was kind of skeptical about it because I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, if that was that actual individual, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, like, shout out to 38 Spec, you know what I mean? Like, he was on Loom, you know what I mean? So I suppose that's him, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, he was on Loom and he was checking out talent, and he shared a few guys' music, and mine was one of the music he shared, you know what I'm saying? So I was greatly appreciative of that, you know what I mean? You know, and I was already a Griselda fan from the get-go, so to just have somebody like that share my music, you know what I'm saying? I was humbled, you know what I mean? Because, you know, you never know who's watching, you know what I mean? Like, anybody could be watching and you'd be like, yo, this dude is fire, who's he? And click, you know, next thing you know, you share and your fan base go up, followers go up.
The whole time you just posting and everything, you're not even thinking that nobody's watching, nobody's listening. But, you know, after that, it just gets you, like, you know, a little bit of motivation.
Yeah, for real, you know what I mean? So shout out to him, you know what I mean? Greatly appreciative, you know, for that.